We are headed towards the Buffalo National River today. Max is going to be camping with me, and we're going to try some camping in a backpacking tent and see if we can get him inside the tent to bed down for the night. That's going to be the challenge. We'll just see how that goes. Welcome back to another episode of Eric's Camping Adventures. We're going to go on another search today looking for some beautiful places. In my work car today, it's a Toyota Camry. I just use it for work. It's my daily driver. I'm driving it today because I took the Jeep in for transmission service. On the way back from Fall River, fifth gear got a little crumbly. I got the wind behind me for a moment. I just stuck it in fifth gear and it just sounded crumbly, like there was something stuck between the gears, right? So I just put it back and forth. It was fine. So I just decided to take it into a transmission shop and have it checked out, but we're not going to stop camping. It is actually the first day of spring on this trip, so there's going to be some green leaves just appearing on the trees in some of these videos. And we'll see if there's some pretty flowers, maybe some red buds, maybe some dogwoods that are blooming in the area. Should be nice. The Buffalo National River is nestled into the Ozark Mountains in northwest Arkansas, and it really is something to take in. It is a beautiful place with some beautiful scenery, rolling older mountains, beautiful drainages and waterfalls all through the area. Back in January of 2021, I spent about a week over here with my old yellow lab, Gracie, and we had a good time camping and just walking around the campgrounds and doing a little bit of hiking. At the time I was confused, but you really are not supposed to take dogs on the hiking trails in the Buffalo National River area, especially on the trail. There's only one area that's designated for dogs, and that is at the Steel Creek Campground where I'm headed, between Steel Creek and Ponca. So that's the only place that dogs are allowed at this time. So, yeah, I'm sorry I did it. I took my dog on the trail before. This is the entrance to the Steel Creek Campground. It is the bluffs in the background that make the Steel Creek Campground what it is. There is a lot of frontage of river. There's a place to pull your kayak and canoe off at a landing. You can launch, you can pull it in, you can camp here overnight. It's a pretty neat campground. But when I got down to the end where the campground is located, it was full. All the reserve spots were taken, all of the first come first served spots were taken, so I quickly turned around and I headed for Kyle's Landing, hoping to find a spot. The road down into Kyle's Landing said you needed to have a high clearance vehicle, but I have been down into Irby and I've been down into the Ozark Campground. Both said the same thing, so I thought I'd just take a risk with my Camry and just be careful. This last spot on the right just seems to be a great quiet spot. Little shade, little sun. Yeah, this is it. The bluffs are not as high at Kyle's Landing, but it's still beautiful, and Max and I are going to have a good time. You can tell he's pretty excited about what we're doing. I'm going to set up an old Half Dome 2 tent here, and I'm going to try to get Max to sleep with me in the tent. That is the objective of this trip, just to socialize him and expose him to sleeping in a tent with me at night, and just see how he does. I really like these three-sided tent stakes. I have substituted the originals for these primarily because of the ease of just pulling them out straight. They just come out easy. The Half Dome 2 tent is very similar to that one Tigris tent that I have. The setup is basically the same. The wind had started to pick up as I was setting up, so I decided to set the fly just a little bit lower to scoop that wind up right off from the tent. I'm wondering if mountaineering tents are going to become standard equipment for regular camping just to resist the wind. I just brought my Bower box with all my stuff in it and threw a couple backpacking meals in, so I'm gonna pull out a backpacking meal and start some dinner here. I've had some questions about my little stove and whether it really works well for making a backpacking meal, boiling water, for making coffee, boiling water, for making oatmeal, boiling water. It all works great. And it's really pretty quick if there's not a lot of wind. If there's some wind, it does take a little bit longer, but it gets there. But I think it's that way with every camp stove. Since this is dinner and I don't have any dessert tonight, I think I'll just make this one too. This is one way to get Max to overcome the excitement of camping and actually eat his dinner. Just put a little backpacking meal on it. The air is cooling off, so I'm gonna make some hot cider again. The ease of loading those Bauer boxes is just pretty simple for me. Easy cleanup. Max and I are going to head down to the canoe launch and landing site down by the bluffs. Just check it out. Max, you're a crazy man. Max and I settled in for a calm evening of reading and just watching the sunlight on the bluffs. You know, it's Max and I. We are inside of a half-dome tent, or whatever it's called, and we're going to try to survive the night. I've got some wool base layers on, and hat. I might just toast myself out, I don't know, especially with Max in here. He's giving off a lot of heat already. Hopefully he'll lay down, just relax. We're going to have a good night. Waking up at Kyle's Landing was just pretty special. The sun was coming over the eastern hills. It was lighting the big bluff to the north and west of the campsite. There was a sound of people who were enjoying each other's company early in the morning. This is a stop for backpackers along the Buffalo River Trail. And hearing the sound of people talking, laughing, enjoying each other's company, to me is a very pleasant sound. I know that some people would be annoyed by early morning conversation, but I thought it was just pretty special. These are people who liked each other, enjoyed each other's presence in the backcountry.
Well, that was a good night. Max settled down. There were a few stragglers that came in late to the campground, and he had a little bit of anxiety when they came in with their lights flashing and tent pegs pounding, but otherwise he slept good. And wow, that was the real test to see if he would sleep in the backpacking tent with me, and he did a great job. So, and he made some new friends with the late night tent peg pounders, and yeah, great to hear laughter and conversation from people. I find that relaxing and just good. So we're gonna head. We didn't get to Steel Creek to sleep last night. We diverted to Kyle's Landing because it was full, but we're gonna head back over to Steel Creek right now and see if we can head between Steel Creek and Ponca. It's the only part of the Buffalo National River where they allow dogs. I'm putting a dog backpack on Max here. I don't know if you remember any pictures of our old Anatolian Shepherd Cooper. He was a big old dog. We have wondered if maybe Max is part Anatolian Shepherd because of some of his behaviors and his size. But he definitely was ready for this backpack. He did good with it. Kind of hard to get a lot of video hiking with Max because he's not done this before. This is very exciting. It's kind of a two-handed venture holding on to him. Looks like someone made it to the other side of the bank up here. Oh. Maybe I think you were right, trail dog. Okay. Boy. Well, that was a good little exploration. I think that was more bushwhacking and exploring rather than hiking, but it really gave me a good baseline for Max. He was quickly able to learn how not to pull me down the hill, how to stop, and when to follow. He did pretty good. Sometimes he got me back on the bushwhack trail better than I did. Good job, Max.